Once again, you're looking at David Blaine. He is right here in Lincoln Center in New York City. People are gathering day and night because this is his newest, well, it's a kind of performance art he has invented to seem to test the human body beyond what seems possible. He's going to spend 7 days, 7 full nights inside 2,000 gallons of water, and it is saline water, much as is the composition of the human body. But how can he do it? And then at the end of it, he's going to try to emerge in a kind of Harry Houdini way, emerging from change, breaking through while holding his breath and trying to set a record. The current record, 8 minutes, 58 seconds. See if you could do that. Seems a lot of risk involved, but that's nothing new to David Blaine. David Blaine's specialty, dramatizing physical limits and limits of will, endurance. 33-year-old Blaine has braved the stuff of nightmares, buried alive for 7 days, frozen in ice for 61 hours, perched 90 feet above for 35 hours, hanging in thin air for 44 days. What's next? How about 7 days submerged underwater, a kind of human aquarium?
My system is completely empty, so that way in the sphere I don't have to use a bathroom. I have a catheter in case I have to do number 1, but I don't intend on doing anything else.
Hey, listen to what I'm telling you. Pain is nothing but a cancer.
Training with Navy SEALs. Swimming with stingrays, oxygen deprivation. He hopes these will equip him for his week-long dance underwater. And then Blaine will take it a giant step further. He says he'll handcuff himself to a tangle of 150 pounds of chain and then remove his breathing apparatus. That goal, to break the world record, almost 9 minutes in one breath.
I'll have to escape from all these chains, and if not, I will drown, and the world will see something pretty insane.
And that emergence will take place, we should let everybody know, on Monday night at 8 o'clock. It will be a live special, 2-hour special on ABC, of course. And we turn now to David Blaine. Is the microphone on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
I hear you as well. How you doing 20 hours in?
So far, not bad. The only difficulty that I've really been having is my hands are already mangled and my feet are pretty bad.
Are you feeling tingling, freezing? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it feels like pins and needles all over, but it also feels like the flesh is starting to have little perforations or rips. You know, it's starting to get a little painful, but everything else is perfect.
I want to check on that because I've been collecting questions all morning from everybody up at Times Square, and one of them was exactly that. What does this do ultimately to your skin to be underwater for 7 full days a night?
By the end of the week, your it becomes kind of like paper. I think it's very fragile and delicate. So at the end of a week, that'll be when the real challenge is faced. But the worst part, the immediate worst part, is the hands and feet by far.
And the gloves take care of that?
Not really, but what we've done is we've put a cream inside of the gloves, and I put my hands into it, so it's like a Vaseline or a Sorbeline. It protects them. I'm
looking at the tubes here. Of course, there's air coming in, but you're also being fed through a tube, yes? A liquid diet?
Yeah, they put a bag in every now and then, and I drink some Gatorade or some Pedialytes or some water and just, you know, keep flushing my system out. Obviously no solid food, so I'm empty.
Your first night, did you sleep? And where did you sleep? Do you sleep standing or lying down?
That's another difficult part, because if you can imagine when you're at the bottom of an 8-foot deep pool, the pressure is so hard that you feel it in your head. So when I lay down at the bottom, I have that continuous throbbing pressure in my head, so that's a little bit of a tricky part.
A lot of people have asked about the training for this, and I want to point out the temperature in there is 98.6, about body temperature, yes?
It's actually 96 right now.
Oh, so they have to bring it up a little?
No, they keep it just below body temperature, which is about what you need.
About what you need. Okay, training. How long did you train for this? How long were you underwater in preparation for this to test how it would be?
The test that I did was actually only a little bit longer than this, and I estimated based on the test that I would be able to make it 7 times what we did. So we did 1 full day pretty much. So that's the only training I did on that part. So this is really just trying and facing the the unknown. But the other part of the training, which was holding my breath, was the most incredible and intense and rigorous training I've ever done. I lost 50 pounds doing it, because when you're practicing every morning, I would wake up and I'd hold my breath for about 48 minutes out of the course of every hour. So I'd breathe for a minute, hold my breath for 5 minutes immediately after, and right after that breathe for a minute, then hold for 6 minutes, and I'd keep going all the way up to an hour. So that process, your CO2 levels become so high that your body has to work like a marathon to get rid of the CO2.
You're going to break through some chains of materials. How long did Harry Houdini have to try to hold his breath on that tragic accident?
They said he was up to about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but he was really amazing underwater. He was pretty incredible.
I know one of the things you trained was with the Navy SEALs. What did they tell you? What do you do just in terms of mind and will when you're underwater this long?
Well, what was amazing about the Navy SEALs is a lot of their training, although it's physical, is more about the mental and spiritual part. So they would talk about overriding the pain of your body by finding something that takes you away from it. So it was really a good learning experience.
Another question people had is, what about the recovery time after? Do you lose a lot of muscle tone in 7 days and nights?
I believe the recovery is pretty intense because all of your muscles start to atrophy because you're weightless in here. So it's not like you have much going on.
So far, have you thought, what was I thinking? This was a really bad idea, which I would have thought about, I'd say 10 seconds in.
I have to be honest, this one is the most fun of all of them. I almost feel guilty doing it. It feels so good to be in here. I
want to point out he has a camera on the top of his helmet, so we'll have pictures at some point of what he sees looking out at all the people gathering here.